Alright everybody, so it's about that time of the week again. If you guys practice yoga in your own time, excellent. It's beautiful to have these chances to practice together though, isn't it? I know at the time, some of the studios are still closed. I think most of them probably are still. So doing it online is such a gift that we can still share this practice this way. So today guys, we're going to focus a little bit on the hips. I don't know if anybody else is noticing a little bit of a change, a shift in energy recently with the season. I know it's dead cold out there, but the days are getting longer. If you guys are noticing within your own routines, if you're getting up a little bit earlier, just naturally, or feeling like you've got a little bit more energy and you want some more intense movement, I can totally relate to that. I feel the exact same way. But a lot of the times we store memories in our hips. So literally a lot of our habits, the way that we walk, the way that we hang on to thoughts and emotions, it's stored in the area of our hips. So today we're going to work on the hips a little bit just to kind of move that energy around, see if we can let some things go, open some things up, so that we can be open and ready for changes that are happening in our daily lives, in the environment, in our seasons, and along our journey just in general. So if you have any props, something that might help you, like a cushion or yoga blocks to support your practice, go on and grab them and bring them on in. We will be standing and we're going to create a little bit of heat in our practice today. So if at any point you don't feel comfortable, if you're tired and you want to come down into child's pose or a seat and just rest, by all means, always feel free. This is your practice, okay? I want you guys to get the most out of it. I want you to feel juicy, okay? That's the whole point of this. So as you're ready, please come down and take a seat on your mat. Take a seat on your mat. You can sit back on your heels. You can sit cross-legged. We're just going to take a moment here just to kind of ground down. So start to just shake your fingers out a little bit. Maybe rotate your wrists. Take a few deep breaths in. Bringing your awareness now just to the parts of your body that are touching the ground. And then maybe bringing your awareness to your spine and feeling how your spine is lifting up with the crown of your head reaching up toward the ceiling. This is nice. This feels good just to roll those wrists out. So do that if that feels good for you. You can also bring the hands together here, clasp the fingers, and then let's just make some figure eights with the wrists, okay? Going in one direction. We will be doing some downward dogs, so let's get those wrists ready for that today, and then let's move it in the opposite direction. Excellent. Now you can let that go and just shake that out. So wherever you're sitting, if you like where you are, you can stay just there. If you want to join me, I'm going to come into a butterfly pose. So bringing the soles of the feet together, we're going to bend the knees and allow the knees to just relax out to either side. Okay, now here's the juicy part of your practice. I really want you guys to grab onto your feet here and give your feet a little bit of love, a little bit of attention. Using your thumbs, taking your thumbs to the sole and the arch of the feet and giving yourself a little bit of a massage. Okay, don't be shy here. Again, just breathing in nice and deep. As we begin to come into our practice here, we just begin to become a little bit more aware of our breath. So if you want to take some deeper breaths in through the nose and out through the nose, help you to really feel a little bit more grounded on your mat today in your space. And then we just take this moment to thank you for coming and for using this time to share practice, to share energy. Now we move the hands up to the ankles and we give our ankles a little bit of love here as well. Using the fingers on the outside of the ankles, maybe using the thumbs in a circular motion. Taking those nice deep breaths in. Excellent. Now we're just going to take a few moments in stillness here. So maybe you place your hand, one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. And maybe if you feel comfortable, you close your eyes. And we're just going to take 5 really deep breaths in here. So whatever count you're on, you just take in a deep inhale in through your nose and exhale out through the nose, okay? Maybe noticing how your belly starts to expand as you inhale. Maybe noticing your sits bones grounding down as you exhale. A couple more deep rounds of this nice, fulfilling breath. If you had your eyes closed, feel free to open your eyes. Release the hands if you had your hands down. And we're just going to take the right leg and we're going to lift the leg over and toward the left hip. So coming in for a seated twist, we'll hug that right knee in close to the chest. Take the right hand behind and give yourself a little bit of a twist, turning over to the right. Using that back hand to sort of press down and lift your spine up. Keep thinking about that crown of your head reaching up to the ceiling. Take a big inhale to grow nice and tall. Exhale and twist a little bit deeper. And then release and come back to center. And we'll switch over to the other side. So now taking the left leg, bringing it over, placing the foot to the outside of the thigh or close toward the right hip. We'll hug the left leg in toward the chest. Take the left hand behind, press down into the fingertips to lift up along the spine, and then give yourself a little twist over to the left. Breathing in nice and deep. Inhale to grow tall. Exhale to twist a little bit deeper. And come back to center. Excellent. We'll do that again. So let's switch over to the right side. Hugging the right knee in towards the chest. We'll swim the right hand back. Give yourself a little twist. See if you can deepen the twist a little bit further. Coming back to center. This time, we're going to take the left foot and see if we can place it on top of, we're going to place the right foot on top of the left thigh. So this is half lotus pose. If this isn't accessible to you, feel free to come down into a cross-legged seat or with the soles of your feet together. But bringing that right foot on top of the left thigh, let's see if we can inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, allow the arms to float down. We're just allowing that right hip to sort of ground down and open up a bit more. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, float the arms down. One more time. Inhale, reach the arms up. This time, I want you to float your hands down toward the front. Walk your hands forward and see if you can bring your chest towards the ground. If your knee is all the way up here, it's fine, okay? No problem. All the hips are created differently. So try and relax the chest over those legs. Taking some deep breaths as you feel the hips ground down into the earth. We'll press into our hands to rise back up, and we'll work on the other side. So switching again, we're bringing the right foot down to the ground, this time taking the left foot to the outside of the right thigh or closer to the hip, hugging that left knee, and we twist. Inhale to lengthen up along the spine. Exhale and twist. We'll come back to center, and then we're going to place that left foot on top of the right thigh for half lotus pose. Seeing if you can make any micro adjustments to sit those sit bones down, anchor them into the ground. We'll inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, float the arms down. Twice more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, reach the arms up. This time, allow the arms to flow forward. And as you walk your hands forward, you release your chest closer to the ground. Maybe you allow your head to hang a little bit here. If you feel any sensation in that left hip, just breathe into that space. Excellent. We'll press into the hands to lift back up. Let's release the legs, and we're going to come into a frog pose. So I'm going to turn sideways on my mat here. You're going to take the knees about as wide as your mat and tuck the toes behind you. So you're up on your toes. You're going to sink the hips back towards your heels and walk your hands forward. Now press into your hands to push your hips back towards the heels. Just a little bit of a stretch in those hips, a little bit of stretch in the feet as well. This is our frog pose. If you can walk the hands a little bit closer to lift the chest up, that's good as well. Taking some deep breaths in here. And then we're going to shift the body weight over the hands, bringing the knees underneath the hips, finding our tabletop position. From here, we're going to come into a cat. So on an inhale, I want you to drop your belly and lift your gaze. Pull the shoulders down and away from your ears and feel that stretch across the front of your belly. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, you're going to release your hips down to your heels, keeping the arms stretched forward and coming in for a child's pose. Pressing into the hands, we'll rise back up and do that same movement. So inhaling into cat, stretching across the belly, lifting the chin. Exhale, drop the hips down to the heels, come in for child's pose. Again, inhaling, reaching the heart forward, pulling it through the arms, taking the gaze up. Exhale, sink the hips. So moving with your breath for a few more cycles. We'll inhale into cat. Exhale into child's pose. Continuing to press into those hands, feeling that connection with the ground. Wherever you are, we'll do one more. Inhaling into cat. You know what? That's a cow, actually. I've been saying that wrong this whole time. My bad. When you're ready, let's come back to all fours. Okay, from here, everybody, we're going to tuck the toes and come into our first downward dog. So you can always stay on the knees if the downward dog is not appropriate for you, but if you're ready, press into the hands, begin to lift the hips. The heels are going to descend down toward the earth. You can keep the knees bent as much as you'd like. Another option here, you can take blocks, place them under your hands to let the earth come up to you a little bit more. Now, lengthen the spine and press your chest back towards the tops of your thighs. See if you can press down into all 10 fingers. Take some deep breaths in here. If your heels don't reach all the way down to the ground, no problem. And then we're just going to walk our dog out. So bending one knee and the other, waking up the backs of the legs here. Allow your head to drop down if that feels good. Feeling the crown of the head lengthening down toward the earth. Maybe you plant the feet and then shift the hips a little bit side to side. Just waking up those hips a little bit more. Beautiful. We'll come to stillness, and then from here, we're going to lift the left leg behind us. Let's bend the left knee, and let's make some circles with that knee. So dropping it down, opening it up to the side. We're just circling the knee. Again, working into those hips. We'll take the circle in the opposite direction. Now continue to press down into both hands evenly. And when you're ready, just release the leg back down to the ground. Coming onto the right side, again, lifting the right leg. We'll bend the knee and drop the knee in toward the center, doing some hip circles on the right side here. Again, making sure you're pressing into both hands evenly. We want to maintain that strong connection with the ground. And then taking the circle the opposite way, opening up those hips. We'll release the foot down to the ground, bend both knees and sink the knees to the earth. Press the hips back for child's pose. Take a breath here. As you're ready, lift the gaze, come back onto all fours. Press down into those 10 fingers and palms, tuck the toes and lift the hips once again. Finding our downward dog. Again, making any micro adjustments with the feet, allowing the heels to relax down toward the earth. We lengthen the arms and press the chest back towards the top of the thighs. Take your gaze back towards the knees or between the feet and relax the crown of the head down. Few deep breaths in here, visualizing the breath traveling all the way up and down the spine. From here, we're going to lift the left leg behind us, and this time let's bend the knee, open up the hips toward the left. So stacking the left hip on top of the right, we're doing a little bit of a side twist here. Allowing that knee to open, allowing the body to turn towards the left. Take a breath in. Exhale, and now we're going to begin to bring that leg between the hands. So however it takes you to get there, you can keep the knee bent, you can walk it up, or you can step that foot between your hands. Okay, nice and easy. Even if the transition, you want to take your knee to the outside and bring it in. That's another option to help you get that foot up there. And then use your hand to just guide the foot up between the hands. Okay, we're finding our low lunge here. So back heel is pressing away, front knee is stacked over that ankle. Nice alignment here. We're lifting the front knee away from the ground. Okay, pressing into the heel. We're going to inhale and lift the torso. So we're in our crescent lunge now. You can place your hands on your hips. This can be a good gauge for you to feel that your hips are square with the front, okay? So if one hip feels like it's tracking forward, see if you can pull it back, square the hips off, take your left thumb and place it to the crease of the left hip. See if you can pull that leg back in space so that those hips are really square. All right, now from here you can raise the arms up overhead. Reaching through the fingers, we find our high lunge pose, taking a big breath in, pressing that back heel down and away. Relax the shoulders here. Nice work, everybody. Breathing into that big toe of the front foot, making that connection, building some leg strength here. We're going to begin to transition into our warrior two. So as you're ready, you're going to bring the back heel down and turn the toes out toward the right, okay? Hips are going to begin to turn open toward the right. The pinky toe edge of the back foot is going to go parallel with the back of the mat, okay? Now release the arms out to the side. Beautiful. Check this front knee. If this front knee is starting to track in, use your strength to push it back out. You can even use your hand to give yourself a little bit of leverage and push that knee out so it's directly over the ankle. Press into the pinky toe edge of the back foot and see if you can sink the hips a little bit further. Nice work. Reaching through the fingers to opposite sides of the room, we can really feel that opening up in the hips, right? Take a deep breath in. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Release the hands back down to the mat. We're going to step back into plank pose. Taking that left leg back, we find our plank pose, okay? You can bring your knees down if that feels better for you. Keeping a nice flat back. Pressing into both hands, we lift the body away from the ground. And then from here, lift the hips and come into your downward dog. So if you're on your knees, you press into the hands, lift the hips, heels come down toward the ground, chest presses back toward the tops of the thighs. Excellent work, everybody. Finding your downward dog here once again. Lengthening those arms, lengthening the spine. We're going to lift the right leg this time. Bend the right knee and open the hips up toward the right. Allowing the hips to stack one on top of the other. Take a moment and notice if you're putting more weight into your left hand. See if you can adjust so that your weight is even in both hands. Take a big breath in and begin to step that foot between the hands. Either taking it out and coming back in, bringing the foot between the hands, guiding it up there. Nice work. So we're finding our low lunge again here. See if you can press into that back heel, lifting the knee away from the ground. When you're ready, you can lift the torso. Finding your high lunge, taking the right thumb and pulling that right hip crease back in space. Squaring the hips off, we reach the arms up overhead. Big breath in. Nice strong posture here. Pressing into the big toe of the front foot, keeping that back heel pressing down to the ground. If this is not good for you, you can keep your hands down on the ground. You can also walk the back foot in and drop the back heel if that feels better, okay? From here, we're going to come into our warrior two on the left side. So beginning to turn the back toes out toward the left. The heel comes down. And then you open the hips up toward the left. Now you can make any adjustments with that back foot. If you need to step it in, if you need to step it wider, or maybe you bring the arch of the back foot in line with the heel of the front foot. Okay, if that lands with you, take it. If it doesn't, let it go. It's no problem at all. Let's make sure this front knee is over the ankle. Let's reach through those fingers, okay? Breathe and relax the shoulders down. Shoulders stack over the hips. Beautiful alignment, everybody. Maybe you take your gaze down that right hand. Feeling that length and strength in your body. Take a big breath in. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Windmill the hands back down to the ground. You can drop the back knee or keep it lifted as we come back into our plank. Plank pose. Again, nice long line across the back of your body from the heels out through the crown of the head, lifting the body away from the ground. We take an inhale in here. Exhale, lift the hips, downward dog. Heels are grounding down toward the earth. Find your downward dog as you press your chest back towards the thighs. Take a few deep breaths. And as you're ready, we're going to bend the knees, lots and lots. And we're going to walk those feet up towards the hands. Taking baby steps up. We find a forward fold. Crown of the head relaxes down toward the feet. And you can keep as much bend in the knees as feels good for you, or you can straighten the legs as much as feels good for you. Taking a few deep breaths in here. In our first forward fold, you can sway side to side, find a little length in that spine. Maybe you grab opposite elbows, shake it out side to side. We'll place the hands on the ground, and on the inhale, we're going to lift up halfway. So keeping the fingertips on the ground, or maybe lengthening those fingers up along the shins. We come up into a flat back. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Take the crown of the head out toward the horizon. Inhale, exhale and fold. Now we're going to take the journey all the way up. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Beautiful. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands down through the heart center. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Big breath in. This time, exhale, fold forward. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold, and step back for your plank. Shoulders are over wrists. Heels are extending back. You can also take the knees down for half plank. And from here, we're going to press into the hands, lift the hips, find your downward dog. Pressing the chest back towards the top of the thighs, relaxing the crown of the head toward the earth. We breathe up and along the spine. Take a big breath in. Now inhale to lift the left leg. Exhale, bring the left foot between the hands. However it takes to get it there. Allow your hand to guide the foot up. Front knee over the ankle. We inhale, reach the arms up as the torso lifts, and you find your crescent lunge. High lunge here. Take a big breath, square those hips off to the front. Begin to open up towards the right as you find your warrior two. Pinky toe edge comes parallel with the back of the mat. Make any micro adjustments you need to in that back foot, and then sink the hips. Reach the fingers out to each side. Take a big, beautiful breath in here. Exhale. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Again, inhale. Nice work. From here, you can bend the left arm, bringing the elbow to the top of the thigh, just allowing it to rest there. Don't dump your weight into it. We continue to lift the body away from the leg, and then you reach your arm overhead. You can straighten it all the way up, or you can take the fingers out on an angle, reaching over the head. This is your side angle pose. Lots of work happening in the front leg there. Stay with it. Relax that shoulder away from the ear. Reach through the fingers. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Coming back to warrior two. Reaching the hands out to opposite sides. Take another breath in. You can feel your legs heating and shaking maybe. Breathe. And then bring the hands back down toward the ground. Step back for your plank. And lift the hips. Downward dog. Beautiful job, everybody. Take a breath in here. On your next inhale, we're going to lift the right leg, bend the right knee, and step the foot up between the hands. On an inhale, you lift the body, lift the torso, reach the arms up, find your crescent lunge. That back knee is lifting away from the earth as you press that heel down and away. Squaring the hips off to the front, we take a big inhale. Begin to turn the back toes out and find your warrior two. Making any adjustments with that back foot, we reach out to opposite sides of the room. Relax the shoulders. Front knee stays right over that ankle. Nice work, everybody. Big breath in. Exhale. Anchor that big toe of the front foot right down into the ground here. Feel that opening in your hips. Breathe into it. Now, if you'd like, we're going to come into side angle. So bringing that right arm down to the top of the thigh. We lift the left arm over the head, reaching through the fingertips, opening the chest toward the left. Breathing. Making space between the ribs. Beautiful work, everybody. Another big breath in here. Bring the arms back to warrior two. Take an inhale. Exhale. Hands come back down to the ground. Step back for a plank. And then lift the hips, downward dog. Nice work, everybody. From here, we're going to bend the knees. Take the gaze toward your hands as you walk the feet up toward your hands. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Take the journey all the way up. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale. This time, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Once again, we step back for our plank or your half plank with the knees down. And then you lift the hips up, coming in for your downward dog. Beautiful job, everybody. Coming back onto the left leg. We inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, step the left foot between the hands. Using your hands to guide the foot up. We inhale, rise up into our crescent lunge. Reaching through the fingertips, we relax the shoulders down. Now again, square those hips off to the front. Maybe taking that left thumb into the crease of the hip and pulling it back. And just as you take another deep breath in, you're going to exhale and turn open toward the right. Grounding the heel down. Nice long leg in the back. Front knee over the ankle. We reach out to opposite sides of the room. Relax the shoulders. Breathe. Ready for side angle pose. Release the left arm down. Inhale, reach the right arm up and over. Breathe in. Exhale. Now, if that shoulder is creeping up to the ear, see if you can relax it down and make a little bit of space between the shoulder and the ear. That's it. Take another breath in. Release the arms back to warrior two. Now we're going to come into Trikhinasana, triangle pose. So if you want to come with me, you're going to begin to straighten the left leg. Reach the left fingers forward. And then bring the left hand either down to the ankle, or if you have a block, you can bring it down to a block. Okay, you can also play with the height of that block. Or you can bring your hand right to the outside of that left foot and allow it just to rest as you reach through the right fingertips here. Feeling that opening maybe in the right hip. You can keep that front knee bent if you need to, okay? No hyperextension here. Gentle bend in the knee, taking your gaze up to those fingers. One more big breath in. Beautiful. Exhale, bend the front knee, come back for warrior two. Take an inhale. Release the hands down. Step back for plank. Shoulders over wrists. Push into the hands to lift the hips. Downward dog. Nice work, everybody. Moving over to the other side. We inhale, lift the right leg. We exhale, step the right foot between the hands. Inhale to find your crescent lunge. Back heel presses away, reaching through the fingers. Again, maybe pulling that right hip back so that you can square those hips off to the front. We take a breath in. Turn the body toward the left. Ground the left heel. Use any adjustments to find your warrior two, reaching through those fingertips to opposite sides of the room, making sure this front knee is staying directly over the ankle. We inhale, place the right arm to the top of the right thigh, and find your extended angle. Reaching through the left fingertips. Again, trying not to dump the body down. We want to lift that body up. Make space between the shoulder and the ear. Take an inhale. Reach. One more breath in. Bring the arms back to warrior two. And we're going to come into triangle pose, Trikhinasana. Begin to lengthen and straighten the front leg. Reach the right fingers forward. And then bring the right hand down either to the ankle, maybe to the toes, maybe to the outside of the foot or a block. Reach the left fingers up toward the ceiling and breathe here. Maybe your gaze goes up toward those fingers. Keeping a micro bend in that front knee. One more big breath in. Exhale, press into the hands, coming back to the center, warrior two. Take an inhale. Windmill the hands down. Step back for plank pose. Nice work. Inhale, downward dog. Exhale, bend the knees lots and lots. Take your gaze up and walk the hands forward. Sorry, walk the feet forward. Find that forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way up. Hands come down through heart center. Beautiful job, everybody. We're going to come into a little balancing sequence here, working on balancing the body. Take an inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands down through heart center. One more time, big breath in. Exhale. So finding our mountain pose, we relax the arms down by our side and bring a gentle bend to those knees. See if you can really press down into all four corners of those feet. Once you feel like you're nice and steady on those feet, we're going to begin to bring the weight into the right foot. As you inhale, you lift the left knee. Using your hands, maybe on behind the knee, you can have some support as you lift that knee up toward the chest. Now, if this is enough for you, you can stay right here, trying to focus on standing as tall as you can, trying not to round in the back, trying not to push the pelvis forward. We keep a gentle bend in the standing leg and breathe up along the spine, lifting up the front of the heart. One more big breath in. Beautiful. Exhale, release the foot slowly down toward the ground, using lots of control. Good. Shake that out. Take an inhale, reach the arms up. Hands down through heart center. One more. Let's center and ground here. Inhale. Exhale. This time, taking the hands to the right leg, we inhale and lift that right knee up in toward the center. Using the hands for support, continuing to broaden across the collarbone. So rather than allowing those shoulders to come forward, roll the shoulders back, lift the front of the heart. Standing up nice and tall, micro bend in that standing leg. Lots of leg strength going on here. Breathe into it, big inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, release the foot back down. Okay, coming back onto the other side. Let's inhale, reach the arms up. Hands come down through heart center. Inhale, lift the left leg. Using the hands for support, lifting the left knee in front of the chest. This time, we're going to take the right hand to the right hip. Take the left hand to the front of the knee. Now you can hold it here. If you'd like, you can begin to open that knee up toward the left. Balancing posture here, opening up that knee, keeping a micro bend in that standing leg. Focus on something that is still, a nice still spot on the wall. Relax the shoulders and breathe. Big breath in. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, bring the knee back toward the center. Take a breath in. Exhale, release the leg back down. Nice work. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down through heart center. This time on the right leg, lifting that right knee up in front of the chest. We take the right hand to the front of the knee. Take the left hand to the left hip. Standing up nice and tall, we take a breath in. And then maybe we open up that knee toward the right. Opening up that hip. Keeping a micro bend in that left leg. We breathe here. Staying nice and steady. Standing up nice and tall. You can do it. Just stay for another breath. Exhale, bring the knee back toward the center. One more inhale. Exhale, release the foot back down. Nice work, everybody. One more level, okay? Here we go. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Inhale, lift the left leg. Knee comes up toward the center of the chest. Standing up nice and tall, you can stay here. Or maybe you take your peace fingers, wrap them around the inside of the big toe, and then extend the leg in front of you. We got a nice balancing challenge coming up here. Just as my son is going to join us, let's see if I can keep some focus. I'm going to open up the, whoa. Okay, don't follow me. As you're ready, if you'd like, you can inhale and open that left leg up toward the left. Maybe reaching that right arm out toward the right for balance. See if you can stand up as tall as you can. Take a breath in. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale with control. Release the foot back down to the ground. Nice work, everybody. One more time on the other side. Here we go. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands down to heart center. You want to balance, babe? Let's try it out. Here we go. Inhale, lift the right leg this time. Coming up through the center. You grab the toe with your peace fingers. Push the foot forward.
No!
Inhale, lengthen the leg.
Trey,
Steady the breath.
No!
And if you're ready,
No!
bring the leg out to the side. Standing up as tall as you can. Maybe reaching the left arm out. Ooh, you can do it. Hang on. Nice work, everybody. One more big breath in. Exhale, release the foot back down toward the ground. Nice job. Inhale. Exhale, hands down through heart center. One more time, big breath in. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step the left foot back. Lower the left knee. Step the right foot back. Lower the right knee and sink the hips back for child's pose. You can take your knees out as wide as the mat. Sink the hips down, reach the arms forward, and relax the chest and the head down to the ground. Pressing into the hands, we'll lift the front body, come back into our tabletop. Knees are under hips. Let's inhale, reach the left arm high. Exhale and thread the left arm underneath the right. Bringing the back of the shoulder down to the ground and the left ear down to the earth. Placing the right hand by the face or reaching the right arm overhead. Feel that stretch in the back of the shoulder. Using some deeper breaths to bring the energy down a little bit. We'll bring the right hand back towards the face. Press down to lift the left arm all the way up once more. Exhale, release the hand back down to the ground. Moving to the other side, inhale, reach the right arm up. Grow long across the body. Exhale, thread the hand through. Bring the back of the shoulder and the ear down to the ground. Taking some deeper breaths in here, feeling that stretch along the back. We'll bring the left hand back toward the face. Press down to lift the right arm high once more. Inhale. Exhale, release the hand back down. Nice work, everybody. We're going to swing the legs out toward the right and come to sit down. Finding a nice spot on your back. So very gently, just coming down onto the back here. We're going to bring the knees, bend them as you bring the heels toward the body, and then just gently allow the knees to fall over to the right, maybe opening up the arms to each side, and maybe taking your gaze away from the legs, finding a little spinal twist. As you inhale, bring the gaze back up toward the center, and then bring the knees back up toward your midline, allowing the knees to fall over to the opposite side. We'll take our gaze away from the legs once more for our spinal twist. Taking some deeper breaths in here. Nice work. We'll bring the knees back up to center, and this time we're going to bring the soles of the feet together as we allow the knees to fall open to each side, finding our butterfly pose once more on our backs, allowing the hips to grow heavy, allowing the knees to grow heavy here. If you want to reach your arms up overhead for an extra stretch in the shoulders, feel free, or you can place your hands on your belly and just take a few moments to breathe in nice and deep here. Allow gravity to do its job by opening up those hips, allowing the knees to fall open and relax toward the ground, allowing the upper body to really melt down into the ground here. As you're ready, you can begin to bring the knees back up toward the center and lengthen the legs one at a time if that feels good for you. We're coming into our final Shavasana, our corpse pose. So remaining on your backs as you are. Maybe you bend the knees, allow the feet to relax on the earth, and maybe the knees knock in one toward the other. Maybe you place a cushion under your lower back or under your neck to give yourself some support. Maybe you join me in a seat if that is more comfortable for you, sitting up on a block or a bolster. We're just going to take a few moments. We're going to connect with the breath with a little short breath exercise that we've been practicing. And then we'll take a few quiet moments in stillness to allow the fruits of our practice to really be remembered in our bodies. So to begin our breath exercise, I'm going to ask you to maybe just close down the eyes if that feels okay for you. Take a few deep breaths in here just to clear out any residual air. And we're going to connect with the breath by using a count of 5. So you're going to inhale to the count of 5 and exhale to the count of 5. Take one more cleansing breath in here, nice and deep in through the nose. Exhale, let it all out. And then on my count, we're going to extend the inhale and count for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now on your count, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale 1. Exhale 5. Inhale. Exhale. One more round. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold your breath, retain the breath. Let it go. Just breathe naturally. Noticing any changes in your body. Noticing any changes in your energy. Just allow the body to breathe naturally here. You can remain in Shavasana. You can end your practice on your backs. If you would like, you can begin to bring some gentle movement to your fingers and toes. Maybe bending your knees, giving yourself a hug, rocking side to side. As you bring your knees to one side, take a breath in. If your eyes are closed, keep them closed as you use your hands to press up to a seat. We find ourselves once more here in a seated position, lifting up along the spine with our sits bones grounding down into the earth, allowing the fruits of our practice to settle in the energy in our bodies, in our minds, and our spirits. Now take a deep breath in. Open your eyes. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Bring the hands together. Bring them down through heart center. Take a bow and say namaste. I thank you so much for sharing your energy and your practice with me. The light in me honors and recognizes the light in all of you. Thank you so much.